Hi, it's Karen Naparella from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, and today I'm going to be showing you two functional stretches using all three planes. And today we're going to be looking at the gastroc and the soleus, which is the calf muscle. But we're going to break it down into two different stretches. And I think a lot of you have probably done the straight leg stretch, which is the gastroc. That goes all the way up and it attaches in back of the knee. And then we'll get into the soleus afterwards. So the reason that this is important is particularly when you run up hills, and as you're running, those are the muscles that really get used. And what I want you to look at first when we're doing this is something potentially called pronation. And you've heard that term before, and this is what happens. The ankle collapses in. And so you really don't want to stretch into that position. That is a very inefficient position to push off on. It's much better to push off the big toe and push off with your foot straight. So that's what we're going to really work on this stretch. So you can use a wall, or you can use a car bumper, or you can use a picnic table to do this. So the first stretch is going to be straight. And I'm going to put my foot in that position, out of that position that we talked about before, into a neutral position. And I can either roll my foot out, or I'm going to just take the front leg, cross it over, and that turns my hip a little bit and rolls my foot out. Now I need to lean my hips forward, and I've got to stretch on my gastroc. So lean as far forward as you can get until you get that stretch all the way down the back of your leg. And as we've done before, you're going to hold this for 10 seconds. And then you're going to add the other planes in. So this will be the frontal plane. And now I'll feel the inside of the gastroc and then the outside of it. And so it just makes it a broader stretch as you do this. And we'll do about 10 of these back and forth. And then I'll add in the twisting. And that's how you do your gastroc stretch. And we'll do that about 5 times back and forth with the twisting in the transverse plane. So the second one that I'm going to have you do is for the soleus. The soleus muscle is the lower calf muscle, and you're going to feel this down more towards your Achilles, and it does not cross the knee. As a matter of fact, when you're running, this is the muscle that you use a lot, because you really don't run unless you're uphill with a straight leg. You really run with a bent knee all the time. So this is where it's going to be a little different than what you've done before. Same thing as before, edge of a car, picnic table, something that you can unweight your body on. So I want to be in that neutral position, especially when I bend my knee. This is where you'll see your knee sometimes collapse in. So to stop that from happening, unweight your body by putting your arms on here. Turn your foot in, and that'll take your pelvis with you. Now you just rotated your whole body a little bit, which kind of feels a little bit odd, but your knee should go over your second toe. So this is the calf that I'm stretching. My knee, if I dropped a line down, would land over my second toe. My weight is on my forearms, because if not, if I'm here, now I'm doing a single leg squat, and that's very uncomfortable. So lean your body forward. You'll hold it for that 10 seconds that we were talking about. Then you're going to do that little bit of side to side. And one thing I want to mention, if you can swing really far in this, you haven't taken up all the slack in this direction. So do that little bit of squat so that you take up all the sagittal plane motion. Give yourself 5 frontal plane sways, and probably to the outside more than the inside, because a lot of you already go this direction. So you're probably going to want to hit the outside more. And same thing with the rotation. If you find that you're a pronator, you are going to rotate to the outside a little bit more than the inside, and you'll do that about 5 times. And that is your functional gastroc and soleus stretch.